Changovers, it's me, Liz. Today's topic is all about the time when I lived in rural Thailand and Nakhon Pathom, Thailand as an ESL teacher. And I'm going to be talking today about basically immersing yourself in a culture and why you should do it. So without further ado, in this beautiful ocean view, I'm currently recording this in Vietnam. I'm living in Vietnam now, and if you want to check out my website for travel guides, travel stories, tips and tricks, and actually just like my writings and adventures about travel and more, check it out here on the blog. Okay, so I'm gonna get real comfortable here. So I lived in rural Thailand, and I lived in the province called Nakhon Pathom, which is a province, 2 provinces away from Bangkok and about 3 hours from Bangkok. And I first actually was moving to Bangkok when I arrived to Thailand. I arrived to Thailand right out of university, and actually in my university I went to the US for studying, but my last half year of university I was living and studying abroad in Morocco. If you want to check out videos about that and my writings about that, check it out here. Wandering Worldwide with Liz, check it out. But I'm talking about Thailand. So I decided that I wanted to live in rural Thailand. I was up for the challenge, and I love being immersed in culture because before I was completely immersed in Moroccan culture, living there, learning French and Arabic and the local dialect. So I was ready for a challenge. I was ready for all of it. I was so adventurous. Like, that took a lot of courage. Because I didn't know anyone in Thailand. I was just going for it, and I felt amazing. So I was an ESL teacher, and I was placed with a company that I did my TEFL course with, which I recommend. If you're going to be teaching English abroad, you have to get certified because honestly that's like the least you can do. I did do this TEFL course, so I can recommend it, and I do recommend this one as it is a good one, and it's very easy if you're getting placed in different countries around the world to get the certificate notarized, which is important. Seriously, trust me on that. So if you want to get certified, check out here, use my link and my code, and good luck on teaching and going abroad. So when I got placed then in rural Thailand, I didn't really know what it would be like. I wasn't really that intimidated though, because I'm from a small town in the US anyways. I'm not used to big cities. I didn't come from the east or west coast in the US. I grew up in the Midwest, which is just right in the middle basically, amongst cornfields, and that's about it, and cows. I was loving it. Absolutely all of it. Like, I was loving the sounds of nature, the complete silence at nighttime. Basically the whole city, the town would become quiet at like about 9 p.m., 8:30. Most places they close by that time as well, unless it's the weekend. Very agricultural place. They grow a lot of things, a lot of different kinds of fruits and produce, but they're known for growing coconuts. So I was teaching in a government Thai school, and teaching in a government Thai school really was a challenge. Thailand, they appreciated what I was doing for them and their kids. So I taught a lot of different age groups, but I taught from ages like 5 to 8 years old, yeah. And I was like a grade 1 teacher, and essentially like I'm not just teaching English. So it depends like where you'd be placed in a school or whatever as an ESL teacher, but I was like their homeroom teacher. So they had a Thai homeroom teacher and an English homeroom teacher, and I was the English one, obviously. And so I taught all of the subjects. I taught, of course, English as a class, so teaching them how to make sentences, how to read and write in English, using the curriculum. speaking and listening. There was an English conversation class, like an English like play class, like English club is what they called it. I taught health and English, science, maths, and social, like a social class, like social and geography, like daily habits and health. And then also there was a moral class. So that's what I did in Thailand, and some of my classes were huge. I'm talking around 30 to 40 kids in a small classroom without air conditioning, just fans. But my best friend while living in in this village was actually this like powder, not a real friend, but like to help me get through the school day. There was this powder, and it's cooling powder. So here it is. And all of the kids, they would wear this, and of course you would drink lots of water, and body like in the morning before you go, and it helped a lot. But my other classes, they were much more manageable, and they had around 25 kids in it, and that was the special English program. And you do have a teaching assistant, but truthfully, all of the responsibility of classroom management is truthfully up to you. And this was honestly the most difficult part about teaching, which was the management of classroom behavior due to a language barrier. Living in this town, what could I do? What were the things to do? So truthfully, I had a bicycle, and I would go around. There was a university campus in this town, and I would go around, bike around maybe 10 kilometers on the weekend. Most evenings I would go for a bike ride after school. It was
just go enjoy nature and see the occasional monitor lizard, or they're like Komodo dragons.
Hang out with some of the other foreign teachers. There was a really nice gym in the university campus, and they would have classes, very Thai style, and also in the Thai language. So I would do yoga, Zumba classes, cardio, like jumping classes, like to really upbeat Thai music. I totally wish I had more videos about all this stuff, but like it just was like a part of my life, you know, and I didn't feel the need to record. I mean, I started learning Thai naturally. I didn't study too much on how to speak Thai, even though it was such a challenge. Living in this town, not being able to speak Thai. I remember when I lived in this village, it was really a challenge learning to speak with the locals, and also it was a challenge like adapting to Thai culture. Half a year had already gone by, and I was still living in this small village, and the immersion at that point had become so deep that I didn't even realize like things that I would become so accustomed to. Interesting that this time has impacted me a lot. I really appreciate Thai culture for some of the things that it helped teach me, and actually one of those things would be mindfulness. I would go on bike rides, go to the gym, go to the supermarket, go to local markets. I would go to trips on the weekend to nearby provinces, go to Bangkok sometimes, and go to, you know, the movie theater. And honestly, like, I was just taking care of myself in a way that I hadn't before, and also in a way where I had to learn to really enjoy my own company. So I learned about mindfulness, and there was a temple right outside of my apartment, and I lived also right by the school as well. Everything was right in close proximity. And so I would hear in the morning with the sunrise, the monks starting to chant. And so just because I would hear them, I would wake up and I would start to enjoy listening to them in the morning. I never understood what these chants really meant, but I learned to appreciate it and really get in touch with the morning breeze, the morning birds, watching the sunrise. Most mornings, not every day did I do it, but most days. Sipping my warm water with lime, and then breaking my fast with fruits. And the sand is really hot. It's like noon time that I'm recording this, so the sand is boiling. So, you know, I just learned to enjoy the simple beauties of living in rural Thailand and having a very slow-paced life. Because Bangkok is really, really busy, but if you compare it to New York City, it's nothing in comparison to the fast life of New York City. And even like me growing up in a rural town in the US, it's like a slow life. Living in rural Thailand is much slower life compared to even rural town in the US. So I really learned to appreciate very small things, simple things. I had a very, very basic apartment. They don't have fancy apartments or accommodations in this village that I lived in. And it's not to say I was living in some place that didn't have things. Like, I had all the basic things I needed. A picture here. So my village, it was mostly the traditional Thai homes, and then there were very basic looking apartments, kind of looks like this. And this was my apartment. So there's two things that took adjusting to living in this apartment. One being the hard Thai beds. I was used to a Western or a European bed, like very soft and cushiony. But actually it's not very good for your back posture over time. It's really comfortable, but it's not very good for your back posture. So the hard beds are very common in Asia in general. And that's the kind of bed I had, very hard. And the other thing getting used to was I didn't have hot running water. You can get a additional add-on, like a water heater. Like, there of course is hot water in Thailand, but truthfully, like, since it is hot almost the entire year round in Thailand, like almost the entire year, it's 30 to 35 centigrade. That's 90 to 100 degrees Americans, almost the whole year. So taking a cold shower is like the perfect way to cool yourself down. This was not hard for me to adjust to. I really liked it. What Southeast Asians usually call it, bum guns. And this was not hard for me to get used to. I think it's much more cleanly to clean yourself this way after using the toilet. And I just wanted to add that because honestly, I prefer it way, way more. And when I go to Western countries and they are using toilet paper, I just feel pretty disgusting after I've used the toilet, truthfully. So another added thing about living in rural Thailand is the stores and things that are offered are not catered to tourists, obviously. So things are going to be done a much more traditional way and local way. So what I'm going to talk about very briefly is medicine. So to my surprise, getting medicine was very simple actually. You didn't have to go to the doctor to get a prescription beforehand. But on the other side, I wasn't used to this concept, so you had to know kind of what you were looking for. But also, since this is not the West, they have different medicines and different ways of doing things. There's not just one way to heal a person when someone's sick, or one way to treat a thing necessarily. And I'm not a professional with this, but it was just something interesting to learn about, which was Thai people, they use more like Thai traditional ancient medicine, and it's closely related to traditional Chinese medicine, holistic medicine. So this was something interesting to learn. So over time, once I got more used to this, I actually did start to go to the traditional herbal medicine shop when I wasn't feeling well, or actually just going to get herbal teas that help with your immunity, health, and maybe cleansing out your gut, or helping boost your iron levels or anything like that. I know that's getting a bit too much into the details, but briefly, like, that's kind of what I started to do, and something I wasn't expecting that I was going to learn as a result of being immersed in Thai culture. One thing I guess I should mention is there was really not any type of Western food hardly at all. Like, they have lots of restaurants, but most of them were Thai restaurants, and if they weren't Thai, it was going to be Japanese, maybe. They really like sushi and Korean food as well. They like Korean food. That's about it though. And so it was pretty challenging trying to find foods even in the supermarket. They had Tesco Lotus, and that's where you could find everything. If you couldn't find it there, then you have to go to Bangkok, because they don't have like international stores with lots of international cuisines and things. So if there were foods that you were missing, that was going to be a challenge to find. But I actually discovered that when I fully just ate Thai food only, I didn't have like cravings in the same way that I used to, since a lot of American food is processed, fast food, and like just junk food mostly. And something I completely indulged in was 7-Eleven convenience stores. I have a YouTube video all about that, so check that out if you want to get excited about Thai culture. But yeah, so that's just something interesting. And I would like to share, I do have a few favorite Thai dishes, and it's really hard to choose, but I would say green curry, si kiao wan curry, what else? Definitely khao soi, which is up in the north in Chiang Mai. And then there's a Thai street food snack that I really like, which is called kaling pap, which is like a roti curry puff thing. And also another favorite Thai street food snack I have, which was super popular in Nakhon Pathom. It's honestly harder to find it in different provinces. You'll find it, but it's like super popular in Nakhon Pathom because of all the coconuts. And it's a coconut, like it's a little small coconut thing. I'll put a picture, here we go. And it's called kanom krog. It's made with coconut milk, and they have different toppings inside, maybe some fruits, maybe some corn, some green onions, taro bits, things like that. So definitely recommend that. I would eat fruit all the time because the fruit was plentiful in this village since it was agricultural area. So I would indulge in things like rambutan, mangosteen, mangkuk. I would indulge in, of course, watermelon, danmu, mango, mamuang, dragon fruit, ganmanggon, and those are just like a few. I also really like longan, but I can't remember how you say it in Thai, but I love that one too. So yeah, that's pretty much like I guess like what it was like. I will say though, it was quite challenging because there was like little to do. I mean, you could go to like the Tesco Lotus and walk around, look at like big markets. There's lots of huge markets, local markets to walk around and get lots of street food. Karaoke bars are super popular. Sometimes with my co-workers, we would go on the weekend together to the karaoke bar, order chang beers, big like big ones. Okay, I can't remember, but here's what it looks like. And yeah, sing karaoke together, order samtam and popcorn and chicken wings and fried rice, and just like share it all together. On the weekends, sometimes we would go to Hot Pot, which is also called shabu, with, again, my co-workers, or sometimes the school. They would treat us to shabu as a thank you for, you know, being a teacher and doing everything at the school. And also I would be invited into my students' homes because the feeling of community and their appreciation honestly was very strong. So while at times it was like lonely and isolating due to like language barrier and a cultural barrier, at the same time I felt very welcomed, very safe. I had an abundance of delicious, affordable, fresh food, all local, mostly to that province, and it is something that you cannot really experience in the US. I felt safe, so safe. Since it's rural Thailand though, there's a lot of street dogs, which definitely that is something you should be cautious of. But besides that, like crimes or anything like that, general safety as a woman, there weren't problems for me with that at all. So that's my experience about living in rural Thailand. And really, I think that's kind of where I would like to end it. So since I was reflecting about my time when I lived there, I figured, yeah, why not make a video about it, open it up and share my things that I learned from living in rural Thailand to the world. And I hope, honestly, it inspires other people to push their boundaries and go out of their comfort zones, to go into different parts of the world if you have the curiosity to. And traveling, honestly, is like the best teacher for yourself, because you can learn so many things about the world. I wasn't expecting to learn these different things, and they've impacted me quite greatly for how I go about in the world now, and I have lots of good memories living in that village. But it's not like all like glamorous and everything as it may seem, you know, like travel isn't always glamorous, and I'm not just like a tourist. I go to a place and I immerse myself, and I like to do slow travel so I can experience the place and learn about these little random things. I don't know, I find it intriguing to learn about it in the world. So if you made it this far in the video, I really hope I inspired you so you can go and experience the world and immerse yourself in a culture. And even learning about my experiences from me, I hope that it has helped or inspired something within you. So with that being said, I feel so thankful and for all of you who have been here on my journey from the start. So if you want to check out the article about this Thai village, I'll link it here, and it's quite a nice article. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to go enjoy the beach.